Are you tired of manually creating and sending invoices? Are you looking for a more efficient and cost-effective way to manage your billing process? E-invoicing is a digital solution that allows businesses to create, send, and track invoices electronically, saving time and money. During this webinar, we will be demonstrating the features and benefits of invoicing, including the ability to easily create and send invoices, track payments, and generate reports. We'll also be answering any questions you may have about invoicing, and providing tips on how to get started with implementing this solution in your own business. Don't miss out on this opportunity to learn how invoicing can revolutionize your billing process and improve the bottom line of your business. Date: the 10th of February 2023 at 10 a.m. on Zoom. Registration is free. Join us today, and take the first step towards a more efficient and cost-effective future.
My name is Andrew, CEO of Ancomedia. So today we're going to look at invoicing. There are a lot of softwares in the system. So if you look at QuickBooks, FreshBooks, Invoice2Go, Invoice Ninja, there are quite a lot of them in the system. But I'm going to explain why I use Zoho. In Ghana, we have other companies. We have some local companies too who are doing some of these softwares. Okay, they are doing this software. So you can also look at those options if they can do integration with payment. Okay. Now we'll quickly go and look at the software. Now this is the URL, so it's zoho.com/invoice. Okay, this is the site. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, Zoho have a lot of applications. When it comes to accounting software, Zoho has a lot of applications. So you can look at their products. Some are here. There are a lot of products, and I'm using a lot of them. I use their bookings and their book and the other ones. Okay, now if you want to start, you just sign up. Okay, you come to sign up, so you enter your name, email, password, and the company name. Okay, it's very important. Then you create your free account. If you don't want to enter this and you think your other social media platforms that are listed here, you can use them to sign in. Okay, you can use them to sign in. Okay, so let me go to the one. Now I have some of their products, so anytime I'm here, it will ask me to access my Zoho invoice. So you click on it. Okay, so if you sign in, now this is not what I use. I'm using this to teach, so I have some samples that I put in here, and then we're going to look at it. Now when you want to start, one thing you have to do is that you have to go to the settings, which is at the top here. So you go to settings. Then you go to organizational profile, or let's say organization profile. Okay, then we are going to just do some few things here, and then we'll come back. Okay, now when you go to organization profile, you can see the name of my company. Okay, then the industry, I put entertainment there. I'm not seeing photography. Then the business type, so it's for profit business. I'm actually making money from this business, and the business is in Ghana. Okay, then you enter the address. It's very important. The reason why you have to enter all this is that this will be appearing on your invoice. Now then you have your email. Now this is the email that they will be, when you send an invoice to somebody, to appear that it's coming from you. So they will use this email as the sender ID. Okay, even though Zoho will be the one sending it, they will do it in your name so that the people know that it's coming from you. Then your currency base, you have to select it because probably it will be in dollar when you first sign up, so you have to do it. Your fiscal year, is it from January to December, or is from February to, no, you have to know, and then you select it, so you can go in. I think mine is from February to January. Yeah. Then your language, so this is what I was saying, that it has it supports multi-language. Your time zone, dates format, the way you want the date to appear. If you have your company ID, that's your registration number, you can put them in here, because you can actually use this on your invoice. Okay, so it's very important to come here first and do that. Now secondly, you can also assign people who are working for you roles. So if you come to roles, user and roles, you can see that it's only me who is the admin here, so you can invite people. For example, you can invite somebody to be a staff. You'll be able to see what they are able to do when they log in. So access to all models except report and settings. So this person will have access to all the other things. then time shift. And it's good to do this so that when they want to, because most of the time it's your workers that will be creating the invoice, so it's good to add them so that they log in with their own email, not necessarily using your own to log in. Okay, so let me go back. So you just press you click on the back to move from the settings. Okay, one nice thing is that when you open your dashboard, this is what you'll be seeing. Now I mentioned that this will be the same on your mobile device, as I will do a video to show you. Okay, so let's come back to the desktop. Now when you open your desktop, you see your total receivables. Okay, so they will tell you this is the current, this is the overdue, and then within these days, 31 to 45 days, about 45 days, you will see it. Then you also see your sales and expenses. Okay, so I think this is sales, the green one is the receipt you have issued, and then you have your expenses, and then you have total sales. So you'll be able to see how much you have been able to make, the total receipt and your expenses. So yeah, now then your top expenses. So I think we use, when I was doing an example, we use 100 cedis for fuel. This is it. Then you also have day, today, this week, this month. So at least you have an idea of what you are doing, or the money that is coming in. Okay, then when you move, we have what we call the customers. So those who register for the webinar, use your name to do my customers here. Okay, and I think during the class we were able to send invoice to some of you who are here. Okay, so this is how you get your customers here. Now the difficult thing is that how do you get your customers to have their details here? So probably you have to ask them to send you their name, company name, email, phone number, and all of that. Okay, so what you do is that if you want to add a customer, you just click on the new, you enter their name. If it's a business, then you just go straight to the company name. If it's individual, you can add, but even if it's company, there is somebody who is the primary contact, so you add the primary contact before you enter the company name. Okay, so for example, if I want to enter my name, I can enter my name. My company is Anchor, so the display name could be the name of the company, because if you are going to sell the invoice, the company name now will be there. But if you think it's your name that will come, you just select your name, your mobile phone. Yeah, you can have your number 0242272384. I normally like saving it this way because I use some SMS which normally use the zip code. Okay, so I put the two numbers here. Then website is anchormediagh.com. Okay, probably it's not even needed, but if you want this to appear on your invoice, you can do that. Then there are other details that you can add for your client. Now one nice thing I want you to know is that you can enable a portal for your client. So if I add a portal, allow portal access for this customer, what is going to happen is that they will have a platform that looks similar like this. Okay, where they will be seeing their invoice, if they paid, what they can go in and check that whether they have paid or not. Okay, so this portal, when you invite, once you send it, they will send an invitation to your client. You let your client know that they have to set their password, their own password, and access it. Okay, so this is good for businesses that you are dealing with frequently, so that they can go in and check if they are owing you and all of that. Okay, so this is how you add your customers. In my videos later, I'll be showing you how you can use Google Form, automate it and link it to your invoice. Okay, so that when people fill the details, you don't now have to come and be typing yourself. So people fill a form, a contact form on Google Form, it will automatically generate a contact for you here. Okay, it's very good as a business person to keep your client details. Okay, if you want to send a message, if you are doing promotion, it's good to get in touch with them. So from the customers, we have the items. So the items, okay, so I'm not saving this, so I will leave. So we go to items. So these are some of the items I just listed here. Okay, so if you want to add items, you go to the addition sign, then you give the name of the item. If it's in pieces, yes, in other units, you put the unit there. Then the selling price, so you give the price and then you give a description. Now those of you who sell with the tax system in Ghana, you can choose, you can put in a tax. Okay, if you don't see your tax here, when you go to the setting, you'll be able to set your tax. Some of you have 3% flat rate. The other thing is that Ghana, the way we have done our tax system, that you take 6% before the 12.5, I think they have even added another 2.5 to it now. The calculation is not standard like how every accounting software have been made. So then I think if you look at the Ghanaians who are writing software, they will have to put that into consideration to add the way we are calculating tax in Ghana. Okay, so this is how you do it. You add your items and they will be here. Why do you add your items here? Now everything you are selling that is in your shop or wherever, if you're an online business, you must list them here. The reason is that when you want to create an invoice, you don't need to come and type all this again. It's the price, everything there. So once you load it, so you save your time. Then we move on to the estimate. Now there's a mistake a lot of people do, especially with estimate and invoice. Okay, now when a client calls you to ask for a price of something and wants to have a fair idea, it's an estimate you send and give it a due date. Okay, so if it's at the end of the month, yes, then after that, if price changes, that one doesn't really matter. Now the estimate and the invoice are going to look the same, but the invoice will indicate that it's an invoice. So when you click on it, you come to the addition sign. Okay, so you can see we have other things here. Yeah, you can look at it later, but you just click on the new. Then you see, so I can select a client. So I'm selecting Michael. They are telling Michael, I've used Michael to do example, so they say he has 2 unpaid invoice he's owing me. Then you have the estimate number, so it will be automatically be generating the number for you. Your reference, you have to put in the reference that you want. Okay, so you can put a reference there so that you remember it. Now you do the estimate and send to the person. So if the person is okay with it, sometimes you even have to do the work. Then you send the invoice, because invoice will be a receivable. It's money that should come in. Okay, so the mistake some of you do is that when people just ask you for a price, then you send an invoice, they will not come. And then in your accounting, it will look like, oh, you have done this work and this amount is supposed to come. It shouldn't be so. Okay, so make sure you know the difference between the two. Estimate, when people ask for price, they are not sure of, you give them an idea about it. Okay, so this is the estimate date. If it's today, then it will expire at the end of the month, so 28. Okay, so you can add salesperson. So if you have people working for you who are salesperson, you can add. So I'm adding my own name. Then what am I? Okay, I will be selling pillows. So I give the title pillow. Then I come to the item details. Then I'll select throw pillow. The quantity I want. So you can see how easy it is. It gives the description and all the rate is here. You see, so you don't have to waste your time doing a whole lot of things. So then I want 2. Just see what happens. You see the price change. Oh, I 2 is now, I've done 200. Okay, so it's 360. Now at each of the levels, okay, you can come here and add another item, LED light. Okay, now you can see that there's a discount. So if LED, I want to give him a discount, I can give him a discount in percentage or in the currency amount. So I'm giving him maybe 100 cedis off this LED. Now if you have tax for each of them, you can do it, or else you wait and then come and apply the tax here. Okay, somewhere here. So you can apply your tax somewhere. Now you can be put here tax and then you put the tax here. So this is what you have. You have the total. Now if you are shipping this item, you can put the shipping fee of 30 cedis. So this is the shipping added to this is 1,490. Okay, so adjustment, I can put a discount there. Okay, now this is how this works. If I put a discount there, it means where I'm going to, here I have to do it minus 30. So you see that it subtract it. But if you are going to add something else, maybe there is another service that you have rendered that is not in this indication, which is like the shipping, you can put it on it here. Okay, and then you have it. It will show on it. Now this is a customer note which will appear on the estimate. Looking forward for your business. Okay, so you can change it. You can put terms and conditions. You can upload file. if you want to give them an idea of what you are providing, you can upload the files here, okay, and it will be attached. Now this is where the email is. So this is the invoice for Michael. This is the email we are sending the estimate. Sorry, the estimate to. You can add another contact, okay. So if it's a company and you have a lot of people who is supposed to receive this invoice, you can add their contact, save it, and then they will also appear here. Okay, you can, if you don't want Michael to receive, you take Michael out, and then you add another person. This is how this works. Now, when you look at the estimate interface, it's just the same as the invoice, okay? So when you create this, you click on save and send, okay? So this is going to Michael from me, the CC. This is copying me, so this will come to me, okay? I'm sending it, but I will receive this just to show that the thing has been sent, just to show that the estimate has been sent. Okay, so estimate is waiting your approval. So this is the amount, view estimate. Now they will attach a PDF file. So when you send it, he will receive this. So you see how it is arranged. This is nice. Okay, so my company name, my yeah, all this here, bill to Michael Oldham, blah blah blah, looking for it. So this is how you see it. Now, one thing about us, I don't know if it's everywhere, but mostly Ghanaians don't probably check their emails. Okay, so you have to come to where you see the PDF. If you think the person hasn't received, you want to send again, you can just go to send email. But you can go to the PDF, then you click on PDF. It will download the PDF for you. Yes, then you can send this on WhatsApp to the client. Okay. Yeah, now you can convert the estimate to invoice. If the person have agreed for you to do it, then there is an assurance that you're going to do, you can just convert it. Because if you go to the invoice section, look at this. You see, it's the same. It's just the name you see at the top, estimate and invoice. Okay. So I'm going to convert this to, so it's going to bring it here. So now this is the invoice number. If I have an order, the order number, you can reference it, sell person, subject, everything is going to come. Now you can see these have changed. Thanks for your business. It's no more looking forward. Then you can have your terms and conditions if you want to. Then you send. Okay, so dear Michael Oldham, thank you for your business. All these templates, you can change how you want this to appear. Your invoice can be viewed, printed, and downloaded as PDF from the link below. You can also choose to pay it online. So you can go in and change it because we don't have an online option. But if you think you have any online link that they can pay, you can just paste the link here and they will follow the link to go and pay. Okay, so you send it. So it means the person receive an estimate for approval. So once the person approves the estimate, you can go ahead to convert it to invoice. Now look at how nice I have designed this. So you see the template I'm using for my invoice. Okay, now if the person pay, you can just select record payment, and this is the PDF where you download. You can send the mail again. Now you can also set reminders. Okay, so I'll show you where we will set the reminders because I've done that already. Then you can also record payment. When you click on anywhere you see that arrow pointing, that means there is something else there. So print and all of that. Then the record, you can see that you can write it off. So the mistake, if you do a mistake, you haven't done the work, the people didn't pay, blah blah blah. The people didn't pay. If you have done the work and the people didn't pay, you can write it off. Okay, so you can write it off, but they'll ask you for the reason, because if your boss come to, if your boss check the reason, or for it to remind you why you have cancelled it, you can't just cancel an invoice. So you see why I'm saying there is a difference between an invoice and estimate. So the invoice is like it's a receivable. Okay, so you can record. When you go to record amount received, yeah, so it's cash, but some of you will not see mobile money, so you can go to configure payment mode to add your own payment mode. Okay, so you can go and add the Momo, which I have done here. Initially it wasn't there. Yeah, now it's not instantly that when you send, the person will quickly go in and do payment. So probably the person has paid late the next day, so you will not be in the payment page. So you have closed this and then you come back. You just go to invoice, go to the person's invoice. Where is Michael's invoice? Okay, this is his invoice. It's down here. Okay, then when you come here, you can come and record the payment. Okay, so there is no tax deducted. He paid through Momo. I can even give the payment receipt here. If you have the message you received through the payment, since it's Momo, you can add that document. Then you record payment for him. Okay, so now you see that he has paid for this, but he's overdue by 18 days. Now, one nice thing about this is the reminder, so you know that people are owing you. Okay, so if you want, you go to PDF to download it and send it to your client. Okay, so that is it. Now with the sell receipt, you are running a shop that people just walk in to buy item. Okay, you can give them a receipt straight. You don't have to create an invoice. So that one, you just type the name of the client, the receipt number, you add the items. Okay, then the payment mode, the person is paying Momo, so you can give it a reference. You have to add the message. If you don't add it, it will not go. Okay, if you don't add it, it will not. They will tell you that something is missing. They want you to add, because it will be displayed on the salary, they want you to add a thank you message to the client. So this is it. For sales invoice, you are not creating estimate or invoice. You can create estimate, but then this one is good when people just walk into your store to buy items. Remember, when the invoice is fulfilled, it will create, if they fulfill the invoices, it will create a receipt for them automatically. Okay, but if you want to sell instantly and give receipt, people don't need invoice, they need receipt. So you just go and create your receipt. Now, if, for example, the invoice that we went to invoice to record the payment, you can come to payment receive actually, and then type the person's name. So if I type Michael, he's owing me some money earlier. You see that they are telling me this is the amount he's owing. So I can say he has paid in full. Then I'll save it. Okay, so this is the receipt. You email it. You email it to him. Payment received. So I send it to him. He will receive it. You can download the PDF. So you see how smooth it is. All of that. Recurring invoices, when people, you'll be doing things for people every time, frequently, monthly, weekly, yearly. You can set this so that at the end of that period, this will be sent to them automatically. Okay, so yeah, that is that. Now, when you look at credit note, you can create a credit note for a client. So a client paid you, and then you realize that he has paid more than, or you want to give them something. Now, in my studio, I'm doing a 10% shoot. So if you recommend somebody, you get 10% from the studio. Now, I'm not going to give you cash, so I will come in and create a credit note in your name. So I'll just select. So if I select Michael, okay, I will give a reference okay, so I can state the reason. So maybe 10%. 10% reward. Okay, I will put the same thing here. So 10% reward for studio referral. Studio. Okay. Then I can put the name of the person they recommended, so that when I'm going to apply, I can see it. Then I'm giving 50 CDs. Okay, so yeah. So what I'll do is I'll save it open. Now, anytime Michael has bought something or has come to my studio, and I can apply this to his invoice. So apply to invoices. So if I go to invoice, they'll tell me there are no invoices for Michael. Okay, you can see there's no invoice. So anytime he comes to do a shoot, and I create an invoice for him, I can apply these 50 cedis, and then they will subtract it from the invoice. Then you pay the rest of the money. Okay. Now expenses. Now the expenses, when you come to add, where you see the new, you can see that it's in category. Okay. So maybe if you don't see what you want pertaining to your company, you can go to new category and create it yourself. So you click on the new category. So rent expense, you can put it there, 20,000. So now this is how much so you have to record. You must know how much you are spending. You must know how much is coming. Okay, as a good business person, you can add your receipt from this rent. If you pay rent, they give you receipt. You can add it. It's a document. Okay, it's very, very, very important. Then if this expenses is related to a customer, then you can add the customer. Other than that, you just leave it. But remember, anything you see red with the star, it shows that it's compulsory you put it in. Then you can also record mileage. Mileage has to do with driving, so fuel mileage in miles. I mean, you will sit down and do this calculation. You can know that unless you know the formula both and the rest are using. Okay, then you can use that. Okay, so that is with expenses. Then you can have expenses that you know will be occurring every time. Okay, so you can always create the expenses. Okay, then you have the report. So you can check customers' balances. Okay, so Michael is having 50 cedis with me, and then my name, I'm having 300 cedis. There are a lot of reports that, but if you are using Zoho Book, you can actually do a very intense report. You can see profit and loss. You can see your financial statement and all of that. It gives you an idea how well you are doing. So this is it with all the things here. Now let's go to the settings, as I mentioned. So when you go to settings, you see organization profile, you change it. You can add more people to this account. Now let's go to preference. Okay, so now time shift has to do with projects. So outside the country, you see that people are doing projects and they are paid hourly. So if you do that, then you can bring in the time sheet. The retainer invoice, there are some monies that are paid ahead of a project, so you can create those invoice. Payment link too, we don't need it unless what you are using. If you are not in Ghana, then you can use the payment links. But apart from that, the rest we needed it at this side. So if you look at what will happen if I do this and I save it, it will load, and then it should be here, time shift. Okay, so that is with the you can go through the others customers if you want. Some of these ones they've coded it, so you have to be very careful. If you know the code, you can go and change it. Estimate. Okay, so allow edit number accepted estimates. You can allow people, you can allow editing. It means you yourself. Okay, so you allow customers to accept, so somebody can accept and or decline. All of that, those settings are all there. Terms and conditions, you can put your note here. Remember the sales receipt, there was nothing, so you can come and set your own over here. Then the payment to custom field, you can create your own custom field and all of that. Then this is where you set the currency, and then you know that this is our base currency. The taxes to this, where you set your taxes. I put 18.5 there. Those of you who are selling 3% flat rate, you can also put it. Then the expense category, you can add more here. Then let me go to emails before I come to template. So the email, so invoice notification. No, so this is the template. So you can go to show, then you see. So this is where I was saying that if you don't need this, you can just, you are not paying online, so you can just take it out. Or you say you can pay to my Momo number 0242272384. Okay, so when they receive it, they will see this message, and at the same time too, you can put your Momo number on your receipt PDF. Okay, then they'll be able to receive it. So The subject will be invoice number from this company. These are like a code, yeah. So regards, these are code that will pick this company name, username, and all of that. So you can set this. That's for email. So we have when you are inviting somebody to the portal, this is the content. This is what they will see. We have been using Zoho Invoice for our invoice. We want you to begin accessing. So you are telling them to use the link and sign up, estimate notification. So the template are here, and you can change the English or anything you want. Okay. Sender email. So yeah. Now you can use your own domain. So I'm using this one, but this one you can actually, if you have your own cPanel, you can use this, okay, so that it comes from your domain direct. But with these two, it will still come from your email address. Now reminders. So let's go to reminders. So the reminders, I've said this. So you have 3 reminders, okay, and this one is on, this is off, this is on. If I put this one on, I can say after how many days? After 10 days, they should send them a message that this to remind you about the payment details for the invoice below. So they will be receiving a message. Okay, see, so it's enable. This one is 0 day. On that day, when the invoice is due, they will receive a message in their email. 3 days after, they will receive it, and then so this will keep reminding your client that they have to pay. So they will not rest until they finish paying. So that is with the reminders. It's good to set the reminder because you also receive it. Now this is where you turn this one on. So automated reminder. So this reminder will come to you. So when the expected date is near, then on that day they will send you a message. So you have to enable this. So you have 4 emails that will be going out from this. Then you have the online payment, and as I mentioned, you have only PayPal and the rest. There is nothing African here. If you think you can use any of them, you can set it up, okay. Then you have integrations. So we have some of these integrations. These are also Zoho apps. If you think you need any of them, they have a lot of apps. Yeah, this is Zoho Book, and this one you can see that they say upgrade to Zoho Book because the book is the advance of the invoice. The invoice is free, but for the book you will be paying for it. Okay, you'll be paying for it. Okay. So this is how this works. Now let me go back to my template. Yes, so you can actually go and select the template you want to use. So let's say I want a new template. Go to new, then you can select your template. So I want to use this, so it will load it. Then you can change anything you want. So it's an A4 paper. You know, mostly we use A4. Then, so this is the header. The logo, the size of the logo, you can reduce it. Are you seeing it? I want to show the organizational name. That's my name over there. I want to show address. So that is the address. The document is so as I was showing, it's just the estimate, that the writing you see at the top that differentiate, and then probably this one. Okay, the estimate number that will differentiate from the invoice. The way you are changing these things is the same with the invoice. So document title, what's the title? Estimate, right? So it's black. I can change it to red, and I apply. You preview, and you see that it has changed. So the customer name, yeah, here. So you can customize your field and all of that, okay, with the color and anything you want. Then the table items, they are here, okay. So you can go through it, total amount, yeah, subtotal. You have subtotal and then total. Shipping charges is also there. There's a discount, total taxable amount, So you can bring in other levels. You can show tax detail. Okay, sample tax 1. So yeah. So this is where you do all that. Then when you come to the footer, you can also configure the things at the footer. Okay, you can add your bank details. So in this case, I'll add my Momo details. Okay, then I'll preview it, so you see it will be here. So you don't have to struggle sending number to anybody again. Yeah, so that is it. You can also add your signature. Okay, I don't know if I have my signature somewhere. Yeah, so this is my signature. Then when I preview it, it shows. Okay, it should be here. So once you create, it will come. So this is it. It's there. So we can save it. I don't even know which one I've done. Okay, I think it's the one. So you come to the setting here, and then you set it as the default. Okay, so the same thing we are doing with this estimate is the same with the invoice. Okay, so when I go to edit, you see. Okay, so I can save it. So let's go back, estimate. So when you create your estimate, you see the signature and all of them will come. So yeah, so this is it. You will be able to do this. Those of you who are interested in bookings, the free ones, I'll also be doing video on that one. So subscribe to my channel, and so that when I go live, you'll be able to, or when I upload the video, you'll be able to see them and follow them. It's good to do automation. Okay, thank you.